It's a wonderful sunset, but we know that it's a dawning of a new time. And so we're looking forward to what the next day is going to bring. So we're here today in front of St. James AME in Savannah to encourage everyone to vote, exercise your privilege and your right.
We are speaking about light and about hope and about what happens on January 5th. It's clear who creates opportunity, who creates light, who creates justice. It's clear who will help us open the doors of this church again. We need that light that this church brings, but it will only happen if we vote. And that's why I wanted to be here today to honor the work that AME has done in terms of getting people out to vote and making sure that people had the access to that franchise that people need and that we need people to have. So, thank you. I'm really honored to be here today.
At the AFT, we say we care, we fight, we show up, and we vote. And that's what we do. 1.7 million members across this country. But let me talk about Savannah for a second, because I wouldn't be me if I wouldn't say, where else would we rather be than the bedrock of civil rights, in the bedrock of the student protests, in the bedrock of where people fought back, and people said, we will stand up for what is right. We will change America by changing our community, by changing the block, by changing the store, by changing the people in power. It was the strong black church that stood behind those young people who wanted to do something and do something right. Justice is not about just us. It's about everybody. It's about putting the people in office who are going to change America for what's right. So make sure that you enact your civic duty and just place your vote. Vote for who you want. Vote for who you care. Make sure you read. Make sure you research. Make sure you do your background. And then make sure that on Sunday you find a church. And Greater St. James, I heard, is a mighty good place to be. Thank you all so much, and I appreciate you all very much.
All right, we might have to have you here Sunday to bring a message, because you certainly have one. Amen.
I'd like to welcome you to Savannah, but most of all for the AME Church, but especially for St. James AME Church, which is my church. I have been here all my life. I joined the church at 12 years old, and that wasn't yesterday. In order for us to change what is going on in this city, this state, and this nation, we must get out and vote. It doesn't take long to vote. There are different ways to vote. But all I'm saying to all my friends, my family, and everyone that I meet, this is your opportunity to change things. And I sincerely hope that we all would do that. And thanks again for visiting our city.
How pleasant it is when we can come together on one accord with one thing in mind, an opportunity that we have, that is to get out and vote.
We would like to also encourage that group between ages 18 to 25. You are a critical vote. We want you, we need you to make sure that you exercise that opportunity. Go ahead and spread the word. You know how you do it, whether it's through one of the social media outlets. Continue to connect with one another, send a text message to one another and say, did I vote? It is in your DNA, and you owe it to your ancestors to continue to keep moving forward and continue to lift up that name and vote.
The AME Church really started out of social concerns. It started out of social injustice. And so we've never been slighted as it relates to encouraging people to exercise the rights that so many people have died for. While we are nonpartisan, let me remind you that you are about 5 miles away from the high school that Raphael Warnock graduated from. You're about 3 miles away from his home. And we're just glad to be Savannahans and glad to be able to charge each and every one that will see us or hear us to please get out and vote.
When the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. And when the wicked is in power, people mourn. So this is about righteousness. This is what this is about.
Vote!